Hi, and welcome to another episode of The Morning Meeting. Thank you all for joining us. This is a show where we try to help you get your livelihood in order so that you can live the life you want. I'm your host, Julio Briones, and today we are going to talk a little bit about gratitude. Gratitude is one of those things in life that no matter what you're doing, where you are, if you aren't grateful for the experiences that you're having, then life is just going to get that much harder for you. So today we are honored to have Lori Saitz. She is the founder of Zen Rabbit, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about what she does and how being grateful can help you just overall be better as a person. Welcome, Lori. Thank you for being here today. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Julio.
So tell our viewers here, what is it that you do? Like, what do you do and why do you do it? Like, what brought you to this point?
Yeah, well, my entrepreneurial story starts with when I founded a company. You mentioned my company name is Zen Rabbit. I actually started Zen Rabbit Baking Company back in 2003. And the product that I was creating at that time was known worldwide as the gratitude cookie. And it was a cross between a butter and a sugar cookie. So I started that company based on this family recipe for this butter sugar cookie that was rolled out really thin, crunchy. And when I started the company, it was never my intention to be the next Mrs. Fields. My intention with my marketing background was to create a product that could help business people say thank you to their clients, or thank you to people who sent them referrals, or thank you to employees.
Awesome. Hence the gratitude cookie. Great.
Exactly. So then it got the name, the gratitude cookie. And I ran that business for 11 years, shipped gift packages of gratitude cookies all over the world. And like I said, I ran that for 11 years. And so I learned a lot about gratitude. Like, I became known as this expert on gratitude, using gratitude in business and in life in general.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, that's, so then I shut that business down and started looking for what am I going to do next? And making connections has always been a thing. When I started the baking company, I had to learn how to be better at networking and making connections, because I needed to find clients. I needed to find people who could send me referrals, right? So, so I figured out how to do that as somebody who was very intimidated walking into a room full of people I didn't know.
Oh, that's awesome. That's actually something I had to work with a client with a long time ago. And I had read this article that surprised me that it worked. I had them do a Superman pose in the parking lot before walking into a new place. And, I figured if you're going to be so embarrassed to do something that silly in the middle of a parking lot, you'll have no problems walking in anywhere.
Well, it's not just the embarrassment part. That's actually Amy Cuddy is the one who first talked about that. Okay. And it physiologically changes how you, like the chemicals that are running through your body.
Right.
It gives you more confidence when you pose like that, in that confident stance. Yeah. I teach my clients to do that too, even though it feels silly.
Yep.
And you could do it not in a parking lot. Like, you could do it in a bathroom where nobody sees you, if that feels more comfortable. I've used it actually before I've gotten on stages to speak.
Oh, nice.
It works.
I think it's a fantastic concept. And again, I do agree. I've worked with people that were extreme introverts and have done that, and that's great. So I'm glad you were able to get over your fear of walking into places. And that's
great.
That's
and then
tough.
People started asking me how to do it. Like, could you help me? And so then I transitioned into building a business, teaching people how to be more effective at networking, at conferences, at events, at face-to-face things. And then COVID. So here I am. Nobody's going to events anymore. So they don't need to know they still need to know how to network and how to connect. And we can talk about that in a minute too, because I have some tips for your viewers and listeners. on how to still connect in this time of what I call time of weirdness.
Yes.
But right. So I had to look at, okay, so that was my business model. What am I going to do now? And then I was actually asked back in March to do a presentation. An organization was putting together a lot of inspirational, motivational speeches. They asked me to do a sort of TED Talk kind of thing on gratitude. Like they had known me from that time, one of the people. And so they asked me to talk about gratitude. And then that kind of started coming back up in my, as a professional thing, like, okay, maybe I should be talking about gratitude again. Cause this is such a perfect time in our, society to be talking about gratitude. Cause you look around and you think everything sucks right now. There's not really anything to be grateful for, but dig a little deeper and we can find it.
Yep. I agree. There's, what's the old expression that, even in the darkest night, it only takes a flicker of light to stop the darkness. So you got to find that little spark of gratitude, and you'll start seeing more blessings come in your life. And that's fantastic.
Exactly.
And it's perception. That's great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you're doing your TED Talk, you're getting back into this. And now what? Now you just started launching your business to help people. You're moving along.
So I started transitioning. I'm still talking to people about how it's all about making connections. And whether you're networking in person or you're meeting people face to face, face to face on Zoom calls, let's say, on video chats, whatever it is. A lot of people are asking, how do I still continue to build my network? How do I still continue to make those connections and build those connections? Because as I would say, when you are meeting anybody at an event, for example, that is the beginning of a relationship. That is not, nobody walks out of an event or a first meeting with a signed contract with somebody that you never met before. And so that's the beginning. So how do you continue to build those relationships? And so there are 3 points that I'd love to be able to share that people can use right now to continue building relationships. One is, I'm guessing that people have been to conferences and events and in-person things before March, where they collected a whole stack of business cards. And I'm just as guilty as everyone else, right? You have a stack of business cards sitting on your desk or your credenza.
Oh yeah, right next to me.
and you collected them, but you didn't do anything with them. So now is a great time to reach out to those people and say, hey, we met at this function or whatever, and you can make a joke about it, like I didn't have a chance to follow up with you, but now I'm sitting here waiting, supervising my kids' math homework or whatever, and I have some time or whatever it is, and reach out to them and start building the relationship now. Right.
It's never too late, really, because their old vendors might have actually just fizzled out.
It's really just, it's about, you don't know where it's going to go. Maybe they have a referral for you. Maybe they become a client. Maybe they become a strategic partner. Maybe they become an awesome friend. You don't know until you start building that relationship. You just never know where it's going to lead. So that's the one thing. The second thing is, I love LinkedIn, and it's such a great platform for business and for doing business and for building relationships. So for those who have a network on LinkedIn already, when was the last time you engaged with or connected with those people? So a lot of us are connected to people. I'm connected to thousands of people on LinkedIn, but how many are you really connected with? How many do you know what's going on? Are you watching, seeing their posts on LinkedIn? Are you engaging with them? Do you know what's happening in their world?
Yeah, that's important. It's relationship building 101, basic business development. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, so reaching out to them, again, not necessarily with the intention of selling anything. You're looking for, how can I be of service? Can I introduce you to somebody? Can I provide you with a resource? Like, what's happening? How can I help you?
Right.
Really, that's
Yeah.
it.
And that's actually fantastic advice. That's something that a lot of people forget, that I can't help you grow if I don't understand. You can't help me grow if you see that I'm being selfish. So we have to learn to build one business up with another. That's
Right.
fantastic.
Right. There's
Fantastic
always enough
advice.
pie. Like people sometimes, you know, the
Hmm.
competitive way to look at things is there's only so much pie. And if you have more pie than I do, then you're winning and
Yeah.
I'm losing. And there's always more
Yeah.
pie. We can make more pie. It's fine.
Yes, yes. I actually have another video. If somebody clicks above in the menus there, I talk about the myth of competition, because you and I could do the exact same thing. My price will be different than yours. You are you, I am me. We
Yeah.
approach it completely different. There is no real competition in business.
Right.
There's only a matter of presenting value better than another, and that's who's going to get the client. And that's
There's
it.
that. Yep. Go ahead. I don't want to cut you
No,
off.
go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead.
There's that. And there's that energy, that personality thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like if somebody asks me for a referral to, let's say, a realtor, I'm going to
Right.
give them 3 names, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know. Maybe they'll click with one versus another. They all sell houses, but maybe you
Exactly.
just get along better with one than another.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do
Well,
with price. It's just a personality thing.
right, right. That's actually a big thing in most service businesses. We can be equally skilled, equally trained, equally effective, but if I just don't get along with you, I just don't get along with you. There's no fixing that.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
So,
Yeah. And so then the
uh,
third thing is for meeting people during this time is asking for introductions. So if you need to meet new people,
mhm.
again, LinkedIn or your current network, whether it's on LinkedIn or off LinkedIn, going to them and saying, hey, could you introduce me to, um, commercial real estate brokers, whoever it is that you want to meet?
Right.
Could you introduce me? Or maybe it's a specific person. Like I want to meet the marketing director at ABC Corporation, whatever. And I saw
Mhm.
that you're connected. Could you introduce me? So asking people for introductions is the next way, the third way to build relationships during this time.
Right. That's great tips, great tips. And now, how would you suggest, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here.
Yeah.
Let's say I ask you, hey, ABC Corporation marketing director, and you don't really know them. So how do you handle that? Like, because a lot of people have that problem. They
Yeah.
have thousands of people on their LinkedIn
Yep.
that they've never spoken to.
Right. Which is why it's a good idea to right now go back and make better connections with those people that maybe you don't know.
Ah, great tip. Great
But
tip.
but let's say somebody came and you hadn't done that yet.
Yeah.
I would still reach out. The way I do introductions is I always go to the person. I go to both people. So let's say you're
Mhm.
asking me for an introduction to Mary Smith, and I will go to Mary and say, hey, I have somebody who does XYZ,
Mhm.
and I thought he would be a really good connection for you. May I introduce you? And
Right.
I will not introduce you until she says yes, because I don't want to put either one of you in an awkward position.
Fantastic.
So I make sure
Uh,
both parties are open to the introduction first.
Great tip. Great tip. And now, as we're moving on, and we are, and I really do think that what you're teaching, what you're talking about with gratitude is super important. I know that before our conversation, before we started recording anyway, we talked a little bit about a new program that you're starting actually this in a couple of days here, at the
Yeah.
time of the recording.
Yeah.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I was thinking about how can I provide service to,
Hmm.
whether it's my clients or to just in general to the business world, to business community, to the community in general, whether you're in business or not. Uh, I really was, because like I said, I was doing in-house workshops at
Hmm.
corporations. I was speaking at conferences. All of that got shut down. So I'm sitting here thinking, what can I do to still be of service? And I got the idea of coming back to the gratitude and doing a gratitude, what I'm calling a gratitude experience. So initially, some people may have seen on Facebook or on other social media platforms, companies or business people who are doing challenges, like 5-day challenges. There's a lot of those going on right now.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? We have plenty of challenges going on in our lives right now. We don't need another challenge, right?
I agree.
But what we could use is a gratitude experience. And so I created this 5-day free gratitude experience. I ran it once back in June, and it was so successful. And when I tell you, Julio, that it was life-changing for some of the participants, I know that sounds overly dramatic. And yet the testimonials that I have brought tears to my eyes.
Wow.
Seriously, the people who participated and who did the exercises, because it's every day, it's a 10 to 15 minute, it's bite-sized pieces of how gratitude affects your brain and your biochemistry, how gratitude affects your relationships, how gratitude affects your business. Every day is a different topic. And there's an exercise to do every day to help you incorporate it into your life.
Oh,
and
wow. Fantastic.
Who did the exercises, they're the ones who got the life-changing, like, I'm sure they didn't expect coming into it, and I didn't either, that they were going to have the experience that they had.
That's amazing. And it really doesn't surprise me, because I mean, from my own experience in life, that I went through a really dark time, and someone just told me, quit complaining and start looking at what you're grateful for. And it really did change my life. So I can completely relate to what some of the testimonials that you've had, that understanding and growing through gratitude is definitely something that will make you a better person and give you a better perspective in general. So so you want to give us a link here, so where people can go and how people can sign up and when's it begin and everything?
Sure. It starts July 27th, and it runs for the 5 days. If you don't get in right on the first day, that's fine. You can come in at any point during the week and jump in and get started. So the link to sign up is zenrabbit.com/the gratitude experience.
All right. So that is fantastic. That is zenrabbit.com/the gratitude experience. All the links on how to get a hold of Lori and how to sign up for her amazing program are going to be in the description box below. Please, don't forget, if you've liked this interview and like the information, and leave us a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. I'll be sure to forward them to Lori, and I am sure she will be happy to get back to or reply to anybody that does. Thank you so much, Lori. We really do appreciate your time, and we appreciate you being on our show. Gratitude is truly, truly one of the best gifts we can give ourselves in life.
For sure. My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And this has been the morning meeting, where we help you get your livelihood in order so that you can live the life you want. Until next time.